Welcome to the channel. Today going to try repair. So the pool filter was running, but the water remained cloudy. So I decided to take the filter apart, and this is what you see here. So I took this apart. I don't need to go step by step showing a video on how to take it apart, but the first thing I discovered when I took off the top part, the diverter, that the gasket is a little bit marred, and when I set it in, it doesn't seat completely flush. There's gaps. So that's one problem. The other problem was that this is the part that sucks up as you can see. This by default goes like this, and then these little ends go in like that. So when I pulled out the diverter, the valve, I pulled up and this came up. That's not supposed to happen. So what I noticed was that this is riveted by these little plastic pins, and as you can see, I drilled one out because my fix is going to be, at least to try attempt to fix it, is sand this down, make it flat, and then put this together, glue it with PVC, and then use screws to hold the pieces together, like so. So then this part can be solid, and then I can attach these ends. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the pool lingo. I'm trying to do my best here to maybe save a few bucks, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this was the problem. There was two problems. First of all, the gasket on the diverter is bad. That's on order. And now I'm gonna try to fix this, and that should in theory resolve our issue. All right, once it's done, I'm using a bit. This is, I think, I forgot what size it is, but I'm drilling carefully. I'm not gonna go through the whole process. I'm gonna show you really quick. Let me just put down the camera. Here we go. You can see I actually drilled in here. See? You gotta start in the center, and you can see the plastic here. This is exactly what was holding it in. So I'm gonna finish the rest of them. I'm gonna complete sanding this. I'm gonna glue it together. I have some PVC cement right here. This video is not sponsored. And then I'm gonna put it together, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so as you can see, this is the completed product. I actually drilled. I use a 532 drill bit, which is the same or close to the same diameter at the pin as the pins. And then I went straight through to the base itself. I'm thinking I'm going to probably use self-tapping screws, or I can use the same size screws with nuts. We don't want to go crazy, right? And now I'm just gonna finish and sand down these edges, so when I put the pieces together, they lay flat. I'll glue them together, and then the screws will be a reinforcement. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to find yourself a surface that's flat as possible, and you're gonna start sanding these down against that flat surface like this. You're gonna do that all around, and you're gonna also do it for this part. And the reason why you want to do this is so when you put these pieces together like this, you line them up, they're gonna be as flat as possible, so when you put the glue, it's actually spread evenly, and it'll grab evenly as well. And you can figure out how you want to put pressure, apply pressure, and leave it overnight. But that's just the next step. Okay, so it's the next day. I got the stuff that I needed to rebuild the filter, the actual diverter valve. I got the screws I actually bought a new pressure gauge because this one is shot, as you can see there. I actually got the gasket for this. Check this out. This was definitely in dire need of replacement, because if you pull this out, if you look at the condition of this one, look at that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna reinforce this manifold. I epoxied it yesterday. Well, I used PVC cement. You can see the purple primer, and I left it overnight, and I held it together with these screws. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these. I used a 532 bit, and I'm gonna use these 832 by 1 inch. They're probably a little bit long, a little bit overkill, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna have these lock nuts. This is stainless steel, so it won't rust. Hopefully it makes it last a little bit longer. Anyway, so I'm gonna dismantle this. I'm gonna drill these in and get this started. So as you can see, what I am doing is I am drilling in these 8 by 32 stainless steel screws, right? And as they're going in, they're actually grabbing into the plastic, which may be more than enough to keep this in place and make it a little bit more durable. But I'm still going to use the lock washer on the other side just to give it that extra peace of mind. And you want to be gentle. I just want to show you how I'm doing one, and then I'll just put the rest together. And you want to be gentle because you don't want to crack the plastic. Then you definitely have to buy. And I know this exact piece is maybe I've seen them run from 100 to more, and that's just the manifold alone without the little so once it goes on towards the other side, you want to grab the nut, and once it grabs, you let it and it may or may not grab depending on the angle that the screw is coming in. So I'm going to try to make it work, and if it doesn't, no biggie, because this is already biting into the plastic. I just wanted you to see how I wanted you to see how this is actually going to work. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to replace the gasket, right? I actually went in here and I cleaned the surfaces, making sure that they were nice and smooth, because when you pull down on the actual lever to switch to backwash and all, that's what happens, right? So if there's not a complete seal, you're gonna get water leaking back out. So what I did was I used some WD-40 and a towel, paper towel, and I cleaned the surfaces without trying as much as possible to get all the stuff out and not scratching, because you want to make sure you have a complete seal. So let me finish. Now the next part is replacing this gasket right here, and that's hopefully the easy part, right? Let's match it up first. It seems to be the right part number. I called a whole bunch of local places and they didn't have it, and I believe this is the way this goes in. It goes like this. This is, if you have a Wayfair, a Wave Rider actually, water filter, this is the part number. 14 bucks, cheaper than on the actual Wave Rider website. So I'm just gonna remove this, show you. See, it's all sticky and gooey. Yeah, this is all like sticky and this is all sticky and gooey. That's why it fails to seal and it's hard to take out. I don't want to use anything sharp because I don't want to mar the edges of the surface and then ruin it further. But here we go. See, stuck in there. See, it's falling apart. Not supposed to fall apart. I kind of regret not waiting and getting the black one, but I'm kind of in a time crunch to get this filter fixed up and going. They actually sell the whole assembly all ready to go, but why reinvent the wheel, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of see, this has all the surfaces. This is the part that goes, this goes in like this, and this is the part that faces the inside of the actual diverter. So I'm gonna put a little bit of WD-40. I might not need to anyway, but I'm gonna put a little bit just to, and this won't damage. I mean, I'm probably better off putting some of the lube. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put it on, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here we are with the filter assembled, and as you can notice, the issue that I was having was when it was filtering, water would come out through the backwash or rinse port. Right now, everything is working as expected. The new gauge is working fine. I can read the pressure. Everything seems to be in order, and you got some good flow. So got the chemicals into the pool. We're gonna wait and see what happens in terms of clarity and all that stuff. But again, if you need to see a video on how to disassemble the actual, I think this is the diverter, what's inside, and replace the gasket, there's plenty of videos on that. I didn't want to go into that. I just wanted to try the fix, and it looks like everything is working properly now. Thanks for watching. If this video was instructional, if you learned something, like and subscribe and share it. Any comments or suggestions, please post them below, and never be afraid to tackle something on your own. Never be afraid to try something. There's a lot of videos, and it just takes ingenuity, which I believe everybody has ingenuity, to figure things out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.